Hi, I'm here today with Daniel Obodovski. Did I get that right?
Perfect.
Author of The Silent Intelligence, the Internet of Things. And you're a technology executive. You've written a thoughtful new book. I just want to talk to you a little bit about the Internet of Things. What is it? For those who don't know and haven't heard of the Internet of Things, what does that mean?
Let me just give you a couple of examples. So if you have a fitness wearable tracking device, that's an example of the Internet of Things. If you have a connected thermostat, like a net thermostat in your home, that's an example of the Internet of Things. So in a way, it's how we connect to analog physical things around us in a digital way. So that would be a quick description of the Internet of Things.
So everything's becoming connected. I come to CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, and I watch all of these new gadgets, and they talk about the smart this and the smart that. Give us a few examples. What makes something smart? So if I throw out a word, tell me what makes it smart. If I think of, say, smart cars, what does that mean?
So very first, it's ability to connect to the Internet. It's interesting, the Glenn Lurie, who's a president at AT&T, he said every connected device is smart and every non-connected device is dumb. That was his definition, and we actually used it in the book. So if device is connected to the Internet, it has some kind of a microprocessor or a processor that allows it to share data, or maybe it has an actuator, like a light switch that can be activated from the Internet, from your smartphone, from your tablet. That's what makes devices smart.
What about, give us a view into some of those things. So if I say smart appliances, what will that mean in the future for an appliance, or even today?
There would be a refrigerator, for example, or a washing machine that is connected to the cloud. And your washing machine can alert you when it's done washing, so you can quickly go and take things out. Or a refrigerator that if everything fails, like compressor or something like this, it can notify the technician that the compressor needs to be replaced ahead of time, instead of you ending up with spoiled food. So that's what makes a smart appliance.
Well, I've seen this in my own home. Even last night, I have a smart TV now, and they couldn't turn it on for some reason. The remote wasn't working, so I was able to turn on the TV from my phone while I was here at this conference.
There you go.
It's
Isn't
amazing.
that great? Isn't great?
How about smart healthcare? What does that mean?
There are many different aspects to healthcare. I would start with wearable devices, as you know. There are wearable devices that people carry on themselves that have multiple body sensors that can detect EKG, or they can detect their heart rate, maybe some other data, and they can send all this data in real time over the Internet to the cloud, where healthcare professionals or insurance professionals can get access to this data and intervene if something's wrong, or recommend a treatment, things like this. So that would be a good example.
Smart contact lenses.
So smart contact lenses was an interesting concept. It was originally developed at UCSD and the University of California in San Diego, which basically can measure the pressure inside of an eye. It's especially relevant for glaucoma patients, right? And also there was some research that helped determine blood sugar level just by measuring pressure in the eye, which is amazing if you think. If you can non-invasively monitor blood sugar, that could be a breakthrough for diabetes patients.
And if you don't have a medical issue, I read a different study where it would give you a virtual reality overlay, and you could have kind of 3D gaming real time. So many applications.
They might be interesting too, like Google Glass, that type of stuff, right?
Right. How about smart clothes?
I just was a couple of weeks ago, it was a Glazed conference in San Francisco, which all about wearable devices. And I saw this shirt that can monitor your breathing and can basically give you advice how you can improve your breathing, so you're more relaxed and things like this. Amazing. I thought that was pretty amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. So with all of these smart things happening and everything being connected and the intersection between humans and technology kind of all converging, what about privacy? What about security? We've had these big security breaches and people are concerned about privacy. This takes it to another level. This is not Facebook or LinkedIn. This is people somehow, having the details of whether your heart rate's going up during a negotiation, or whether
that's a great example.
Your blood pressure is too high. What's going to happen there?
Yeah, exactly. You can imagine people sitting around the table and saying, I'm seeing you're getting nervous.
Right. Changes everything.
Yeah, totally. So
employee reaction, if we're doing an employee review, what does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's a little bit of a Wild West right now when it comes to privacy. We don't have a clear defined rules on who owns our data, or do we own our data, and how it's guarded and who has access to it. And I think there's a lot of effort needs to happen in this area to really guard our data. But of course, wearable devices can give you insights of all kinds of things. Yeah.
Well, The Silent Intelligence, which is a great title for a book, because
Thanks.
you think about all this intelligence that's now being created in big data and what's happening. What are you most excited about what's coming? What should people be on the lookout for when they think about silent intelligence?
I'm really, so there's several areas I'm really excited about. Definitely wearable technology. You know, I really like meditation. I think it helps people concentrate and helps people relax. And there's a company that develops this headband that you can put on your hand that reads your brain waves and can give you direct feedback on how well you're meditating, how relaxed you are, and how concentrated you are. And think about the concentration is one of the key ingredients of personal productivity, how well you can stay on task. If you can give somebody direct feedback on how concentrated they are, imagine how soon they can improve their performance on the job. So I think this direction is very interesting, right?
Amazing, really. I mean, it changes the way you'd manage people, leadership, but your own personal development.
Exactly.
If you could know that
Exactly.
on cue, how much we pay coaches and executive coaches and coaching in any sport, if you could have somebody know those things real time and get right at the point of impact, I think that would be very powerful.
Absolutely, but in addition to this, there are of course things like smart connected home that adapts to you. It's not like we have to learn 50-page user manuals on how to use a thermostat or how to use this or that. It's the other way around.
Because I'm tired of that.
It's the other way around. This technology adjusts to us. It's like a thermostat figures out what temperature do you prefer and sets this temperature automatically. Now everything else, maybe your connected lock unlocks the door knowing that you're coming to the door and you just have your hands full with all the bags. You don't have time to look for the keys, just opens the door for you. You know, I think this is very, very exciting what's coming.
Fascinating. Well, thank you so much for talking with me.
Thank
We're going to
you.
see what
Thank you.
happens in interesting book, amazing world that we're living in. Thanks so much.
Really appreciate it.